Hey everybody, welcome back to Fantasy Theory. So I kind of been seeing this, I don't know if you call it a trend, but in the last couple days, people have been kind of predicting, kind of theorizing, and going over potentially how the scenes will go in Deadpool and Wolverine. So in today's video, we're going to break down what I think scene by scene will happen and what we've seen so far in the trailers, leaked images, stills, and even a Heineken ad. So yeah, that's what we're going to do this video. We're just going to go scene by scene and kind of predict where they go in the movie. So pretty much everything we know in chronological order, all scenes in order from the trailers and everything. So before we start, leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Let's get right in this video. Let me know if you think any of these are true. Let me know if you disagree with any of these things and where you kind of possibly see where these scenes could go. This is just me theorizing. Some of these I probably know are wrong, but I wanted to put in there because that's just how it makes sense so far with what we've seen so far. So let's get right into the video. We're going to go scene by scene and do this. So starting with, of course, I had to add this silence your cell phone scene. This is probably going to play before every movie in Deadpool and Wolverine. It's that new thing that they put out that we heard about, at least in the press conference originally, but then I think they're playing it now in movie theaters, so I'm sure they're going to play it before Deadpool and Wolverine starts. We're going to see the Vanessa and Deadpool breakup scene, followed by the birthday party that we'll see, him blowing out the candles and everything. Before that, we're going to see the cocaine thing that he, they say that they have all the list of things for cocaine. Then we're going to see the birthday speech. The birthday speech, followed by the TVA knocking on the door and saying, "Are you Wade Wilson?" And then, of course, saying, "Pegging isn't new for me, but it is for Disney," and him looking at the camera. That is then going to take place right after when he gets taken by the TVA, where he'll wake up and meet with the new TVA agents. We see a quick shot of him walking through the door. The TVA screens that feature Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, and Cap, where you even see Deadpool saluting Captain America, as well as "I am the Marvel Jesus" scene. Next, we see him looking at his suit in the locker, perhaps his retired suit or a new suit that the TVA will give him. And then we'll get the elevator scene of him, doing the split, as well as him suiting up and smacking his own ass. This is how I think it's going to go now after that. We're going to see him walking in the forest alone at this point. This is the rumored, Age of Ultron scene or other scenes. But in the trailer so far, we don't see Wolverine there. So I assume Deadpool is just alone at this point. Wolverine will come a little later on in the movie. I don't think much later on, but maybe like 15-20 minutes after this. So we'll see him walking in the forest, followed by the iconic wait thing that he does, similar to how he does in Deadpool 1 on the highway, where we'll see him fight the TVA in the snowy forest. This I just threw in here because I think maybe he's going through different timelines at this point, because what we see on the screen is like an Age of Ultron thing. One of the things we see is a Hulk thing. So there is a quick scene of him waking up in a bed, and the bed is similar to the bed that Hulk slept in Thor Ragnarok on Sakaar. So I believe maybe it's followed by that. And then we see a Deadpool and Wolverine in white scene, which is rumored to be Daniel Radcliffe playing him. And then Deadpool will wave and move out of the frame. That's a quick shot in the trailer. And then we will get the finally Wolverine and Deadpool bar scene, Logan and Wade meeting for the first time. And this one right here, I'm going to say, is potentially 2 spots in the trailer. I think it's the second one, but I wanted to throw it in here just in case. So I'm going to put a little disclaimer, potential here. Potential diner scene where you see he was the X-Men and he tells Deadpool to go fuck yourself, as well as him saying, it's hard for him to eat with Deadpool's mask off and all that. So that could be there, but I do believe there's more of a chance it will come later on in the trailer, which I will say is more likely when I get to that point. After the bar scene, though, we will see the scene of him laying on the floor unconscious in his suit, where he says, "This Wolverine let down an entire world." Next, I think we'll see, after a few scenes of something, the landscape of, the Mad Max style cars driving through the void, as well as Mad Max style stuff with, the people driving certain vehicles and such. And then we'll get the fight between Wolverine and Deadpool, starting with Wolverine saying, "Let's fucking go." And then we'll get the 20th Century Fox fight with Wolverine's shadow and Deadpool saying, "Help me up." But then we'll see Wolverine in the sun. We'll see the gun slow-mo between them because, in the leaked things we saw before the trailers, and how, I think I have a short of it on the channel, the gun thing matches up with him fighting Wolverine at a point. Deadpool calls out Wolverine's world dying, and then we'll see a Wolverine in front of the tombs flashback, maybe perhaps what happens to his world. I do believe that the tombs, people were speculating different things, but I think these are just the dead X-Men in my opinion. But that's starting off of my opinion, like I said. Wolverine's claws to Deadpool's nuts. The leaked video and images of Wolverine versing Sabretooth. I think he'll just appear out of nowhere at some point. We'll see the knife in his stomach. Deadpool shoots Wolverine's sides where he says, I'm soaking wet right now. Potentially, maybe we'll see a Heineken ad or maybe a mention of the Heineken ad, but I don't think it's actually going to be in there. I just wanted to put it in there just in case because that's everything we saw so far, but I highly doubt it's in the movie. Then we'll see them go on their little road trip adventure where they're driving cars when Deadpool sticks out his head at the window. I think the car will eventually break down with Wolverine seeing Deadpool's friends in that photo and how Deadpool says he knows about saving worlds, but I think that will turn differently when Wolverine starts to run towards Deadpool in the car, where we will see Deadpool go through the back windshield as well as the roof. And eventually I think Deadpool will gain the upper hand because we do see him with some bloody seats, so maybe he ends up stabbing Wolverine a couple times and Wolverine bleeds all over the seats because as we know, this movie will be having some blood in it. So again, the car will break down and we'll see the leaked but then, revealed first look at Deadpool and Wolverine. We'll see them walking. And then there's another leak we see Deadpool jumping on Wolverine's back and Wolverine throwing him off. And then Deadpool just going back normal, walking beside him because I think Deadpool will really like Wolverine at that point. And, Wolverine won't. Then we'll get the other potential diner scene where I think they'll end up at this diner in the void where Wolverine will tell him to go fuck himself as well as their little banter. And then after that, they will meet Dogpool because we do see a scene of him running. And we also see a scene of maybe them fighting again where Deadpool has his knives in Wolverine's ass. We will see the handsome Deadpool leak with the gold guns where they'll eventually defeat him and Deadpool will take his gold guns. We had another image of Deadpool and Wade standing, which I think we could just throw right in there. Deadpool and Wolverine eventually stumble upon the villagers where we see in the new scene after the tickets release of them talking to the villagers. The villagers will lead them to Cassandra Nova where Deadpool says Paul Rudd finally aged. Cassandra Nova will walk out of the Ant-Man skull and then there's a shot of her and her back. We see another thing which I think will be a flashback of Goliath and Ant-Man, or perhaps kind of Goliath lurking in the background as this potential fight is about to happen, because next we will see Pyro, and Pyro's going extremely excited at this point, which I think at this point we see an explosion, which I think is the cause from Pyro. TVA agent is then taken by a bird where Deadpool is just shocked. We see a Uzi, which could be Lady Deadpool, I think, in the fray of this fight, as well as a bunch of other X-Men and other Marvel characters, like people were theorizing Lady Deathstrike and, a bunch of other X-Men that we see out there, like Pyro. We then will see Wade and Logan running and screaming because this is, I think, is the first scene we will see them with no sleeves. At least we will see Wolverine with no sleeves. We'll see fighting the villagers in the void. I think eventually they'll turn on each other at that point because of the explosion and everything, and they'll start fighting. Looks to be in the background, Wolverine in the background again with no sleeves, so I think that's kind of followed by what that is. Cassandra Nova says the "so silly" line, which we will then see Wolverine fight Cassandra Nova and probably get beaten easily, but judging by how it looks in the trailer. Eventually I think they'll stop trying to fight her, and where we see Wolverine gargling the alcohol and spitting it out, and Deadpool saying, let's fucking go. That, I believe, is Deadpool saying, let's fucking go, because we see Wolverine in the background and what looks to be Wolverine after he spits out the alcohol. It just looks like the same setting, so I have to put them together. And of course, he has no sleeves there. Then I think we'll see the potential portal scene that everybody just has their minds going crazy about. I, started off thinking that this could be potentially bigger, but when I made this video, I'm starting to think maybe it's them just going into another universe and there's nothing really big about it. Maybe they go through a couple of universes actually at that point, and there's a couple things that go crazy in that, but I think after that portal scene, because that portal scene does see Cassandra Nova and it looks to be like after a fight or whatever, and she's just like, all right, go do this now, where we would then see where the music cues in the trailer, Wolverine and Deadpool walking, because we do see Deadpool with the gold guns at that point, and I think they're in a different area with doesn't look like the void anymore. We see Dogpool kissing Deadpool, and Wolverine's disgusted. And finally, trust me, kid, I'm no hero. And that's where we believe he is talking to X-23. So those are all the things that we've seen so far, I believe, in the trailer. There was trailer, leaked images, leaked videos, released images, ads, all that. So that's everything I want to say right now. Obviously, it doesn't really make that much sense right now because I left out a ton of different things, like how they get to a certain point, because I just don't know. I'm not here to predict really I guess I am here to predict how it goes, but like I don't really know how it will go. I'm just judging by how the scenes look in accordance to, Wolverine not having sleeves, and when Deadpool has gold guns, when Dogpool comes in, and just like little factors like that, how the settings look and certain things. So that's why it's kind of, all over the place. Some things might be true, some things may not be true. That's me just throwing it together though, and kind of seeing, throwing it at the wall and seeing if it sticks. Let me know if you have any disagreements with this. Maybe you think it's in a certain point before that. Maybe I'll make an updated video with like what everyone thinks is actually going on, because again, this is just me theorizing. I have no idea. But let me know what you think, how excited you are for Deadpool and Wolverine. Leave a like, drop a comment, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have an incredible day.